are gone, the case is now officially legally closed. But, legal closure isn't the same as emotional closure, not even close. The shockwaves from this tragedy didn't just stop at the police tape. They rippled outwards, devastating two very different communities that Meredith was a beloved part of. The news hit the Kenyan diaspora in Oklahoma and really all over, like a punch to the gut. Online spaces that were normally for community news and celebrations were suddenly flooded with grief. But it went deeper than that. It sparked this really urgent conversation with people asking some tough questions about the silent struggles people can face and the cultural pressures that sometimes make it so hard to speak up or ask for help. And her colleagues in the film world, they felt a similar kind of profound grief. For them, they lost someone they saw as a protector, a person whose whole job was making sure everyone else was safe on set. The terrible irony that the protector herself was the one in mortal danger, it's just absolutely heartbreaking. So, out of all this grief, a really necessary, if difficult, dialogue started to take shape. And as you can see here, the conversations went way beyond just mourning. People started talking about mental health, about domestic violence, and about the unique pressures that immigrant families can sometimes face. All of it in the hope of understanding how a tragedy like this happens, and more importantly, how we can stop it from happening again. So, with the investigation officially closed, what we're left with isn't certainty, not at all. What we're left with is a series of haunting questions that just sort of echo in the silence that Meredith's call left behind. When you boil it all down, it comes back to this one single crucial action. Meredith Kimani did exactly what we tell people to do in a crisis. She reached out for help. And that leads us to the most painful central question of this entire story. How does a plea for help, an action that's supposed to de-escalate a situation, to create safety, to get intervention, how does that end in the most violent way imaginable? There are just no easy answers here. What we're left with is this profound and often invisible disconnect. The Meredith her community saw was strong, she was reliable, she was a protector. But her very last act was a private, desperate plea for help. And it's just a stark, chilling reminder that the strength we see on the outside can be hiding a reality we know absolutely nothing about. And so we end up right back where we started, with a question that just hangs in the air. This isn't about pointing fingers or placing blame. It's really a reflection on the power of community, on awareness, and on the critical importance of both speaking up and really listening before that cry for help is the last thing we ever hear.